Good morning all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday morning, July 6th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and SPY. So I put this a little smaller so you can see the context of what's possibly happening today. So yesterday we gapped lower from Monday's regular trading hours session, only to take back the gap and push up. However, here we are this morning, kind of a replay, except one noticeable difference, possibly. There's still 75 minutes to go. Not only are we looking to gap lower, we're looking to gap lower out of balance now. Okay? So you had the inside day down yesterday, which failed miserably. Now they're trying to gap lower out of a 3-day balance, which would be Friday, Monday, Wednesday, and into the large gap. Now I said yesterday that gap would be pretty difficult to fill the first time in there. Still feel that way. However, we have to watch for tempo and volume once we open if we do gap. Okay, downside gaps have not held. Only 6 out of 26, 23.1%. But if you pick up any sort of selling whatsoever and the sharks start smelling blood in the water, which is the shorts, then things could change. Remember, you're going to have, see all this? You have 3 regular trading days on the water, Friday, Monday, Wednesday. But look at all this overnight action too, and Tuesday's shortened session. So anybody who's long at these levels would be underwater right now. The more that gap gets filled, the more nervous they would get and get out. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. NQ, basically the same thing, except right now, even though they're trading right below yesterday's low, their balance low is still Friday's low, which they haven't come close to yet, and then the gap. So that's a little different for NQ. As far as Righty goes, Righty had come out of balance on the daily to the downside yesterday. Now they're looking to continue their downward motion. They don't have a gap from the other day to either attack or lean on. So game plan for this morning, quite simply, it looks like we're gap into a gap, right? We constantly see that. Somebody said, we had the island reversal gap to the upside from 6 days ago. I don't look at it that way. For me, an island top or an island reversal has to be, gap higher, gap lower the next day, and you leave it. I don't like using it for 4 or 5 days. This is another one possibly. If we gap lower and don't fill it, okay, then you possibly have, what people would say, well, it's a 4-day gap island reversal. Again, you can look at it any way you want. The bottom line is right now sellers are trying to take some more control again this morning. So game plan, again, if we gap low, remember we front ran the overnight low and didn't look back. So we have to look out for that. If you do that, the odds of the gap holding are going to be slim, and then we'll see if we get back into value from yesterday. Okay, on the flip side, if we gap lower, take out the overnight low right away, then eventually this gap could fill today, especially if there's any tempo or momentum. And then quickly on the chart, so we talked about the danger on the weekly. We had an outside week up, and then we took out the weekly balance by 40 cents. However, that's all we've done so far. So now this is the second day in a row sellers are trying to push. All right. At some point, buyers need to take out last week's high. If not, and they start getting deeper back into this 3-week balance, the opposite end will be your destination. And on the daily, we're going to be coming out of a 3-day balance, possibly to the downside. So here's that gap lower, and then the gap higher. People use that as an island, island reversal. I'm not, it could be the same thing down today. I'm not really looking at it that way. The bottom line is we want to see if we do fill this gap. The 20-day moving average is up to just about 436, so it's going to be climbing even higher. Good luck trading today. And by the way, yesterday was our third smallest range of the year and our 6th lightest volume of the year. We'll see if that's going to continue today. Good luck trading today. Thanks for the likes and subscribing, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.